Okay, good evening to everyone. This is Pastor Deborah out here from the Heart Matters Show coming to you live this evening on Facebook. I am so excited to be here. As I always say, this is the day that the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. I am excited on this evening. Oh my goodness, because I am a blessed woman. Anybody else blessed? I'm a blessed woman. And I'm thankful for all that God has done in my life and continues to do in my life. We are just grateful. I'm just grateful. As the song says, I have so much to thank God for. I'm thankful for this being um, Women's History Month. And as I was thinking about it earlier, the end of February, I was thinking about the fact that this is Women's History Month. And I said, oh, I can bring on some dynamic women because we can celebrate some women. Good evening, Miss Mary. Mary's on there. Okay, Mary. Good evening. Yes, but women do amazing things. I always talk about the fact that we know how to hold the baby on the hip, stir the pot on the stove, help the other child with the homework, put a load of clothes in the wash machine. We could do 25 things at one time. We're gifted like that, but we also have a lot of skills and abilities, and sometimes um, we forget about how talented we really are, or the things that we really know how to do. And as I thought about that, I wanted to come on this month. So the rest of this month on Thursdays, we're going to be sharing, talking about some just ordinary, everyday women that do extraordinary things or have done extraordinary things. And so I reached out to some friends so that I could get some people on my show. And I'm very fortunate to have on our show this evening none other than Chef Kiana Lewis. Good evening, Chef Kiana.
Hello, good evening. Hello, everyone.
It is so good to have you on the show this evening. I am truly excited about all that you have going on in this season. And so I wanted to just have a little conversation with you just so that I could learn about you, or we could learn about you and your wonderful business and all that you're doing and everything. So, okay, I'm going to ask you some questions, so just bear with me because that's going to keep the dialogue. And they're not hard questions with your beautiful
Okay.
smile. But my first question is, who is Kiana Lewis in 3 words?
A wife, a mother, and a daughter.
A wife, a mother, and a daughter. Okay, so see, we learned 3 things about you that we didn't know before. Okay, and you are a chef. And how did you become a chef?
I started out. I've been in the hospitality industry for over 10 years now. It started back in 2014. So I learned the we call front of the house, which means that you do like the serving and like the waiters and the people that you
Mhm.
see in the front. Um, After a while, I was interested in learning the whole industry per se. So
Yeah.
so from there I went to Stratford University, and that's when I started to do the baking and pastry. So I received my degree there from Stratford University, my AA degree, and then I went further along. So I did my bachelor's, and I went further than that and did the master's program.
Wow, that is absolutely awesome. And all of this comes as a result of you wanting to move from the front to the back to
Right.
go into to the other part of the area. Wow, that's really interesting. So, so out of all of the things that you could choose, what made you decide on sweets?
What made me decide on sweets is that it's certain things I don't eat due to a dietary restriction, and I felt as though when I went to school, a lot of times they want you to try everything and taste everything, and like I said, certain things I just don't eat. So I was like, okay, let me go on the pastry side. The baking and pastry much safer. But baking and
Oh,
pastry is more than just sweets because you can still do the savory part. Like you know how you do chicken pot pies, that's still pastry, or like the puff pastries where you put vegetables.
right.
Yeah, so it's like it's the same thing, but I was able to, I guess, learn that side first, and then can be able to create the savory part with it.
Now that's really interesting because I love pot pies, but I never looked at pot pies being a part of pastry. I never
Mm-hmm.
looked at it as a pastry, but it does have dough and stuff on the inside and everything. I never looked at it like that, so that's very good. So you decided that you wanted to do pastries and different things like that.
Yes.
Wow, wow. Was it difficult?
The only thing I could say that's difficult is that when it comes to baking, baking is a science. So it's like certain ingredients go together, certain ingredients don't go together, or like if you have to convert different um, recipes, you have to make sure you follow the recipe as it says. You can't deviate from it or say, I don't have this, let me add that, because it just might not work. When it comes to the culinary side, you can do that. You know, if you have, I don't know, if you cooking stew, let's say, and you put some salt in there, you might put too much salt. You can add a little bit of water or, you know, doll it up. But when it comes to baking and pastry, it got to be to the T. If not, it's a failure. And once you bake it and it's done, you can't go back. You got to start
Yeah,
all
that's
over.
really that within itself is, but that's probably why I don't bake because I don't do science. But that just makes so much sense how you're saying that you have to be careful with what things that you're putting in and make sure that the ingredients can work together, you know,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to just experiment and say I'm just going to do a little of this and a little of that, you know, and to be able to do that because I've seen some beautiful pastries and
Mm-hmm.
cakes and um, I'm more familiar with things like Danish, you know, the different types of Danish and you know different
Right.
things like that. But like you say, you have to be careful of all of that. I never looked at it as it, you know, being a science when it comes to doing those type of, you know, bringing those
Mm-hmm.
type of things together, and and I guess there's a lot of people probably feel like because I've heard people do like put soda in cake, a
Mm-hmm.
mix, you know, soda and cake mix and different things like that. Now I wouldn't be able to do that because I'm not familiar with it. But like you say, you gotta have that science to be able to do those. I mean, to know all of that. So I guess there's a lot to learn. You've
Mm-hmm.
had a lot of schooling, and I guess there's a lot to learn because I guess there's a legal side to all of this too. You have to know what you're putting in stuff because you're feeding people, you know,
Right.
inside of your family and things like that. So was that challenging learning all of that?
It to me it wasn't that challenging. I think for the most part was challenging was like remembering everything, but once I got into it, it became natural. And then also, like you said, you get to learn, you know, what goes with what, or it's just an experiment. But the good thing about it is you're helping somebody else with your product. So it's not like for me, yes, it's a business, and I love what I do, and of course I want to make money. But first and foremost, I'm concerned about the customers and what they like, and at least I'm able to explain to other people what I have in my product. There's no preservatives and no additives in it at all. So um, I'm not sure if you heard this or like with other people, they would always say, you know, when you have a natural product, if you can name everything that's in the ingredients of what you have compared to stuff that looks like foreign and you can't pronounce it. So I can say that everything that I put in my ingredients, um, anybody can read it and know what it is.
That's really good. So you're not trying to take any shortcuts or anything like that. And I like the fact that you said you you enjoy what you do, but your concern is for the customer, you know,
Hmm.
for the people that you're making the items for, because um so much of what we eat now has is laced with all of these different products and different things, and to
Right.
be able to have something that's a product that doesn't have like the, you know, the preservatives or the additives or different things, and that you can name all the ingredients, that makes it kind of healthy, doesn't it? Even though it might be
Right.
sweet.
Yeah.
You know, it makes it kind of healthy, even though it is sweet, but that makes it kind of healthy. And I think that's a good thing, because more and more we're finding out about people who want to eat a certain way, who want to eat healthy, who want to um, not eat stuff with a whole lot of stuff in it, because like most of the pastries and the baked goods and things like you see in the supermarket and different places like that, they have a lot of preservatives in them so that they can
Right.
last. And so they put all
Right.
of that. So being able to buy from somebody that doesn't have all of that in there is really, really a good thing. So, so my next question has to do with so once you decided that this was what you wanted to do, that you like doing this,
Mhm.
then what did you do as far as next steps to start a business?
The next step I started, Sweet Taste and Bites actually came about during COVID. So like that was my downtime. Um, Prior to that, I was working in a restaurant for a little bit of time. So that was my first time starting as a pastry cook. But then when COVID hit, jobs shut down and everything. So I took that time to kind of practice at home. Once
Yeah.
everything started opening back up, I did go back to work like at a different place, but that's because I started off fresh. So I would say like when you start a business, um, it could be a challenge, but it's a good challenge. Sometimes things don't start right away, and that's okay. It's not the end of the world. It's like it has to start when the timing is right and when
Right.
God wants it to work. Because
Right.
when you want it to work, sometimes it's not going to happen like that. And sometimes
Mhm.
it takes for certain situations that may look bad, you know, but it's all in the work of God on how it works. So I can attest,
Yeah.
like things happen, and from there it grew.
Yeah. And this could have been an idea that you had like long time ago, but it's just coming to fruition now,
Right.
that it may have been in the back of your mind. But like you said, all of those type things, it's something that you're preparing for something like this, that really, really takes time. So is a lot of work involved as far as um, because you're giving products to the public, because it's the food
Mhm.
industry. Is there certain things that you have to be careful of, or make sure that you have together, so when you're dealing with food, so that you don't just say, I'm selling food. I mean, like background stuff that you got to have, or legal papers or something like that. Do you have to have
Right.
that?
So with me, I'm Serve Safe certified as well. Um, I would suggest that anybody that wants to be in the business or started cooking or whatever case may be, I suggest that you take your time to go over the Serve Safe and get that certification, because for one, it tells your customers that you know what you're doing, that you're concerned, and that you're safe. Using gloves, washing your hands, not doing cross contamination with different utensils. Is if you have somebody that have peanut allergies or nut allergies, you separating that food from
Right.
regular food, and you being cautious with what you do. As far as me, I'm under the cottage law with my baking, so I make sure that I adhere to all the laws and regulations that they have. I don't try to cut corners. Um, I make sure I listen to whatever they say. If I have any questions or I'm not sure about anything, I'll go through them first. Like I have connections with somebody, and I even
Oh,
had people, yeah, and I even had people, I can say, well, can I contact you if I need you? And they're like, oh, sure, sure. Because a lot of times when you abide and take heed of what they do, they'll work with you. So that's what I make sure I do.
Wow, that's really good. And that's something that I never that I didn't really think about, all of the stuff that on the back end, so to speak, of the things that you have to do. We see the pretty things on the front. We don't realize all of the things that you have to make sure that you have in place and everything when you decide to do something like this. So, um, how did you come up with the name Sweet Tasting Bites?
Well, the sweet tasting part came from me doing baking and pastry. The bites part is the acronym from the scripture Ecclesiastes 7 and 8, which starts with better is the end. So with that, I use better is the end as by me starting off with baking and pastry and doing desserts. You know, desserts come at the end of a meal. So
Yes.
a lot of times when people go to restaurants, you'll eat an appetizer, you'll eat the meal, but you never get to the dessert part. So I wanted to celebrate the dessert part and come up with a variety of different desserts so that way people would be able to enjoy it. I haven't done it yet, but one of my ideas was having like a tasting or like a little pop up restaurant called After Dinner. So with After Dinner, you would come and you would get different types of desserts that you can like a tasting. I'm sorry, and you'll have like different types of small desserts that you
Yeah.
can take. And maybe if you're a wine drinker or your special beverage, and you would enjoy yourself and drink that. Also with bites, I don't do large amount of stuff. Me personally, I like intimate settings and like intimate parties and stuff like that. So I want to incorporate small bites. And a lot of times when you get um let's say one portion of something, that's all you eat and that's all you have room for. But if you take a bite of a little here, a little there, it looks small, but it'll still fill you up. And then that way you're
Right.
able to enjoy every taste of a meal that may be presented in front
Right.
of you. Yeah.
Right. That I love that. Oh my goodness. And a lot of times we don't think about it's something about that dessert at the end that's like the icing on the cake. It's like
Mhm.
that's really the thrill of it all. Sometimes I be ready to eat dessert because I love desserts. A lot of
Mhm.
times I'm ready to eat dessert before I eat the meal. But that is just so. I mean, to use that scripture and better is the end for the bites. I really, really like that. That is awesome. How God gave you that to use for your pastries and baked goods and everything. So what would you say sets you apart from everybody else? There's a lot of people out there that sells sweets and cakes and pies and different things. What makes yours unique?
I think what makes mine unique is that I don't just sell regular pastries. I geared towards people that have dietary restrictions. So if it's a gluten free, if it's vegan or vegetarian, then I'm able to do that. Um, I do meals as well. I'm not out there yet. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to come as far as doing like catering meals and stuff like that. But
Oh,
I had people that came to me and said that they didn't have like sugar free bakery items, or you have certain caterers, they only cater to the big things. But for me, like I said, I can do smaller item stuff if somebody had like a small intimate wedding or like a smaller party. So I'd be able to
right.
cater to those people as well as people that have special dietary needs.
Well, I think that is really, really good because I know of different people that um, do like baked goods, but
Mhm.
it's your basic cakes and cupcakes, but they're um, full of sugar and butter,
Mhm.
things like that. So they're not like catered toward us certain clientele. So I
Right.
think that that's really, really good, and especially nowadays when you find out that a lot of people are getting to the point where they're trying to eat healthier, where they still want to be able to enjoy all of
Right.
those things, but without all of the side effects that may come with it, you know.
Right.
And so having those type of items that you have, I know I looked at your website and I see several things that I want to order, that I am going to place an order, because they really really look good. So I think that's good, and it's good how you explained your uniqueness with the things that you have, with the things that you're focused on, for your clientele, for the people that want, what you have. And that, I think that's really really good. um, what has been some of your greatest challenges?
My greatest challenge, I could say right now, is doing a lot of um, business stuff like promoting, and like I'm trying to cook. I'm trying to do a picture. My mother's like, "You need to put this up there," and I'm like trying to take pictures. So it's like doing everything at one time. Me, I know I look young, but I feel like I'm old school. I'm used to like networking like face to face with people, and here's my card, and not being on TikTok and Instagram and hashtagging. And I'm learning, still learning.
Yeah, and that can be when you're trying to do it all. Okay, I understand that your muffins are awesome. Okay, I'll have to remember that. I just saw that comment. Yeah, but I can understand that when you're trying to get it, and I think sometimes what happens, the ideas are probably flowing in your
Hmm.
head, and so you're trying to, okay, let me write this down, let me get this one, let me get that one, to to
Hmm.
get started, and everything. So I can see where that can be kind of challenging to you. But it looks like you're handling it quite well. It looks like you have quite long. So how
Thank you.
long have you been in the business now?
For my business, I would say officially it started November the 16th of last year. So I'm using November the 16th as my anniversary day, like
Yeah,
officially.
right.
Um, yeah. So I'm looking forward to continue to grow and everything. And then when that 1 year mark comes up, I want to be able to have a nice celebration with all clients, family, and friends to celebrate the 1 year anniversary of Sweet Taste and Bites.
Yes, that sounds absolutely awesome. I'm looking forward to that. That's beautiful. But well, I mean, you say you started in November. You've accomplished a lot in a little bit
Yeah.
of time. So that's really really beautiful to see that you're already at this point. And one of the questions that I was going to ask you was, where do you go from here? But you just answered that when you said, eventually you want to get into catering and other areas and everything. So it sounds like you've got a plan moving forward of other
Hmm.
things that you'd like to do.
Yes, ma'am.
That's really really good, because I, as the business grows, your mind grows and you start thinking about other things that you want to do. So do I when I think of bakers, I always think about the Hallmark Channel, because the Hallmark Channel always has these stories, and they're always about the lady with the bakery. Always somebody with the bakery and the cookies and all of that stuff. So it's like, so do you see yourself one day having your own restaurant or your own bakery shop, anything like that?
Yes, I could see myself having one of those. I could see it being small. I don't think I want to do like manufacturing like a large
Right.
um yeah, people have like machinery and stuff. I want it to be
Yeah.
personal.
Yeah, where
So
you
yeah,
can just continue to make the things yourself, and
right.
prepare. Yeah, yeah, that would be beautiful. But I did. It was like I just thought about Hallmark, and they always got a little pastry shop making Christmas cookies or something. They always do it. So yes, yes, that sounds really really good. And so I need to put your website down here in the comments. Okay. Murray, can you put that in the comments? Sweettastingbites.com, right? Isn't that what it is?
Yes.
S- Sweet
And I
tasting. Go ahead.
and I
What you gonna
wanted
say?
to let the listeners know that I have a promo code. So if they put in Heart Matters for the promo code, they'll receive
Uh-huh.
20% off of their purchase.
Oh, that's a nice discount. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
one more thing. I know you was another thing you was asking me about what would I want to do like in the future. So
Yeah.
besides doing a restaurant, um my other idea was having a bed and breakfast, having a nice bed and breakfast.
Oh, we definitely could use one of those. Oh, that would be nice. They're so personal, when you go to a
Yeah.
little bed and breakfast. So different from being in a hotel. I mean, hotels are nice, but a nice little quaint bed and breakfast. They be on the Hallmark Channel too, the bed and
Yeah.
breakfast. That's where they go. Exactly. That's really, really something. How how um how you have all of these ideas and things um for your business. Um I mean, so do you do everything yourself, or do you have helpers, or you do it all?
Yeah, as far as the baking, I do everything myself. Sometimes I have my family help, but that don't work all the time because that's another thing. When you I be baking, I have the passion to bake. So if I have somebody with me and you don't put that passion in, then to me the product is not gonna come out right. So I have
Right.
to have somebody that has passion. So um recently I went to a career fair at Western Technology High School, and the culinary students there were awesome. So I
Oh,
reached out to
wow.
them, yeah, to see if they can help and do some volunteer. But I did let them know that I'm starting out, so we can all grow together. We can learn from each other because I mean, they are so awesome. They are so awesome and a blessing. So I'm gonna have them, help me out and then go from there.
That is really, really good, because then you're bringing up others and helping to teach them and to show them, the
Hmm.
way to do it as well. So that's really, really good. That's really awesome, because it's nice to see that there are other young people that
Hmm.
have interest, in that same field and want to do those kind of things, and to become involved. So how does it feel being called chef?
It feels good. I don't I don't use it a lot, and I think it's because I'm not used to it, especially like this is my first time working for myself and being on top. A lot of times I may be underneath for somebody else,
Right.
and I respect them for that and everything, and
Mhm.
I'm blessed to be under the people that I've been under, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have learned all the things that I've learned um, throughout my course of being in the food and beverage industry. But
Mhm.
it's enjoyable.
Yes, I mean, that is just amazing how um you start with an idea, and you decide you're going to make some kind of little crumpet or some type of little thing, and then turn it into something where you keep reproducing it, and you're selling it, and people are actually buying it. I just think it's awesome. I just really, really, so I want to say congratulations to you, um, for taking that leap of faith, because that is a leap of faith to do something like that. Okay, okay. I think it's your mom. Your mom says you're a wellness chef. What's a
Yes.
wellness chef?
So with the wellness shelf, once again, I deal with a lot of alternative. When people have dietary restrictions, so instead of looking at it as a negative to say what you can't have, I'm working with people to say I can make what you can have. So, like for instance, you know how a lot of times you might go to a restaurant and you could look at the menu, you can't have this, you can't have that, or you ask the waiter or waitress, does it have this in there? Does it have that in there? So with me, I come up with different creative items, so that people can say, okay, I know I can get this, well, I know I can have that.
Oh, that's good.
Mhm.
That is, and like you say, because then it's not a negative thing. You turn it into something positive, um, so that they can still enjoy whatever that particular thing is, but you
Right.
just have to change the ingredients or change what it is. Do you do vegan things? Do vegans eat pastries? Do vegans eat sweets? I don't know. Do
Yeah,
you
well,
do?
with vegans, so it had to be an alternative. So, like with eggs, you may have to use, I believe it's flaxseed oil, or but I use like
Mhm.
baking soda and the vinegar because that helps with the leavening in the cakes. So yes,
Yeah.
and you can have plant-based butter as well that can be used instead of using
Okay.
the regular butter.
Yeah.
And the same thing with
Right.
milk. Instead of using cow milk, you can use the soy milk if they're able to have soy.
That's okay.
Like it's
So that
basic
makes,
few things. Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense. That really, really does. Because a lot of times we don't think about um how wait a minute, trying to do two things at one time here. A lot of times we don't think about that you can have, and to be able to um like I can't go to Giant and say, okay, can you take this in the back and switch this up? Take the butter and the sugar and stuff out, put some, but having a personal person that specializes in that is really, really good.
Hmm.
So that you could do those type of things. And there are a lot of people that are looking towards that nowadays,
Hmm.
because a lot of people, as we get older and mature and everything, we don't always want all of the heavy stuff with all of the
Hmm.
different things in it that's not healthy for us. So
And
being
it,
able to do, go ahead.
I was saying that it do. I want to say it can be challenging, but for me, I like challenges. So it helps me to grow. It helps me to learn. Like if somebody say I can't have this and the other, that's my time to like figure it out and look it up and do some research. So I love it. It's my passion.
Wow, that is just beautiful. That really, really is. And that says a lot for your business also, which will take your business far because you have that desire to help create different things in that venue. I know the first time I watched Tabitha Brown cook something. She's a vegan, and I watched her cook some different things. It was really, really interesting to see because there's so many substitutes that we can swap out,
Hmm.
that we don't have to eat. There's so many things, that are plant based that we can use in our cooking and in our eating and different things like that. So that's really, really good. Um, I can't wait to see you get your little truck, your little food truck, and your little patience. that's, that's going to just be awesome. But I just think it's commendable that you've taken this leap of faith and decided to stretch out and start your own business. And well, first you did the work as far as going to school to become the chef, and now you're actually working in that environment. And I think it's just really, really beautiful. And I thank God that we have met, and I will be ordering some things from you. And I hope those of you that are watching will place some orders as well, um, because we need people like you to bring products to us. We do. We need to buy from our own. Go ahead. You want to say
and
something?
And one thing I forgot to mention that I'm part of the American Culinary Federation. So and that's where like a lot of chefs get together and we share ideas and share experience, and that helps also if anybody's interested in joining. Um, you get to meet so many chefs, upcoming chefs. You learn about different products because certain things I didn't know until I became involved in that, and it's a big networking um, for people in the food and beverage industry. So that's the plus as well.
Oh, okay. We have a question for you. Are you still going to do prepared meals?
The meal prep meals,
Yes.
yes, yes,
Oh, okay. So you'll be doing that too. Oh, that
yes.
is
So
just
I'm starting
offering.
out. Yeah, so I'm starting out with the bacon and pastry. Like I said before, I'm under the cottage law, so there's only certain things I can make. But
Hmm.
once I start getting that together, then I want to move on to a commercial, and that way I'll be able to do the meal planning and everything. So for my business, I'm literally starting from scratch. I didn't take out any loans or anything like that. I just, like, literally, it's been all faith.
Wow, that is awesome. Oh my goodness. And so many people use the excuse, if I had the money, I would.
Right.
But when you got the faith, God will work it out. Wow. Well, one of our listeners says, I'm super proud of you and can't wait to order some gluten-free cake and
Okay.
cupcakes.
Okay.
Ah, okay. Okay, I have a question for you. Will you be offering classes?
Yeah. So that's another thing. I'm starting up. Hopefully, it will be in, I want to say in April. It just so happened that I went out today and I met up with somebody and looked for some space, and space was spacious and it was like a reasonable price for me to rent. So yes, I will be doing classes soon. So if anyone's interested in baking, or even if it's just learning how to make meals that's suitable for your diet and we can be creative with it, it could be for children. If you want like a nutrition class for the children, I'm looking to start that in the summertime, like once the kids are out of school. But for adults, if it's couples that want to learn how to cook together, if it's a dietary need, if it's girls' night out, then yes, I'm looking to do classes.
Wow. That is a lot of good stuff coming up on the horizon. You a busy little bee. You got it's a busy little bee. Got all of this going on. This whole lot. Just listening to you talk, but listening to your story and telling how you got started and how you came up with the name, with using the scripture, better is the end for bites. I mean, I just think that's just awesome, and I can see you doing really, really great things in the future, because like I said, it's just November. You started in November, officially started in November, but you've done a lot and you got a lot on your paper that you are getting ready to do. So I just think that that's really, really beautiful. And if anything I can do, if I can help in any way, just let me know. I'm gonna keep posting this and putting you out there, and
Okay.
so that people can see you. Mary, can you send me a flyer or something so that I can post it on my page, and so that we can start posting and sharing and get this information out, so that everybody will know who you are. And because a lot of times we go certain places because we don't know about the people that we have right in our
Mhm.
own communities, or different things. So we want to support you as best that we can. We want to do some things with you, and so I'm definitely going to be placing an order this week to get some things and to try out some things and to do some things. But I am just so proud of you. I really do. I'm also going to sow a seed into your business. I want to sow a
Okay.
seed
Thank you.
into your business. I'm just so proud of you. And so I think this has just been an awesome session tonight. We're talking to Chef Kiana Lewis, an amazing woman of God who has started her own business, Sweet Tasting Bites. And she's doing a phenomenal job, and we want to support her. If you place an order, you can use the coupon code Heart Matters and you'll get 20% off. I think that's just commendable right there. And she talked about a lot of other things that she's going to be doing. And so we're going to be watching her Facebook page and different things so we can find out about those things that she's doing because she's making a difference. And we need people like that can let us enjoy things and not feel like what we can't have. No, we can have them. We just have to fix up the way we eat them. Yeah,
Yeah.
just so that's the thing. We can have them. Don't keep stop telling me I can't have cake. No, I can have cake. It's just a certain way I gotta fix it. So, but yes, but I just think that's commendable. And even knowing that you're gonna be getting into prepping meals and different things, a lot of people need all of that.
Mhm.
If they're I can't even think of the name of the company that does the prep meals and charge a whole lot of money for you to get those prep meals. So,
Mhm.
but if you could do that and everything, so that's just absolutely wonderful. I am just so proud of you, and oh gosh, your mother is super super proud of you. I think she said it about 5 times in the comments. I'm just so proud of her. But we are super proud of you and the business that you're doing and how you're bringing things to fruition, and it's just commendable. So we will stay in touch, and if there's anything that I can do for you or anything to encourage you, I'll be praying for you in your business, knowing that the God is going to do great things. Okay.
Okay.
Do you have any questions or last minute comments you want to make?
No, I just want to thank God for everything that He's done. Because it's been truly a blessing. It's been a roller coaster ride, but it's a good roller coaster ride. So I just want to encourage everyone out there that if you're interested in doing a business or whatever you want to do, it may be hard at the beginning, but it's okay. Just hang in there. Don't give up. Don't give in. And then you get the reward at the end.
Yeah, yeah, that's exciting. That is really, really good. I am so glad. Well, we thank you for being on here, ladies and gentlemen. We thank all of you for being with us tonight. As we say, we've come to the end of a perfect day. Why do we call it a perfect day? Because all the days that God created were perfect. Yeah, everything in your day night may not have been perfect, but the day was perfect. And so we thank God for that. We thank God for you, and we pray for each of you. And as I stated, if you would like to be a guest on our show, please don't hesitate to get in touch with me because we want to showcase you. We want to get the word out about who you are. We've got some amazing, dynamic people, and we want to share and touch and agree with you and everything. So we thank God for all of you being with here. Don't forget, go to the website, go to Kiana's website, order some good stuff. She got good stuff on that website. So go place your orders, and we just thank God for each of you and pray for each of you and be blessed. And I always say as I prepare to close, I love you, but God loves you best. And always remember that your heart matters. Thank you, Chef Kiana Lewis. God bless. Don't
All
go
right. Thank
nowhere.
you.
Hold on.